I mean, it got to the point where I was like, am I gonna have to quit my job so I can homeschool my child? I felt very helpless. And she was just losing her confidence every day. But this program just empowered me to make the best choices for my kid when the public school system told me no. My name is Allison Cunningham. I wasn't born in Russellville, but pretty much raised up in Russellville, along with my husband, Will Cunningham. He was born and raised, so we live up on Crow Mountain. We have 2 children together, Eliza Cunningham, she is 7, and Ridge Cunningham, he is 4. I did put Eliza in pretty early. She barely made the cutoff, and the pre-K teacher had mentioned she thinks Eliza might have ADHD. I kind of brushed it off, thinking, she is way too young to even be talking about that. But whenever I put her in kindergarten, I had a discussion with the teacher and I said, this is what the pre-K teacher said. Please let me know if you see any signs of ADHD. We'll go ahead and go to the pediatrician and we'll start working through that. Because kindergarten isn't what it used to be. I remember when I went to kindergarten, we had nap times and we learned how to use scissors and color in the lines and our ABCs, and I think it was more like pre-K. Now with kindergarten, they're expected to read by the end of the school year. So it's really intense and it feels like there's a lot being pushed at her. And just when things would start to click for Eliza, they were on to the next thing. And my girl was constantly feeling overwhelmed and left behind. And I just felt guilt. Like, I don't want her to have that same experience that I had. With ADHD kids, like, we have to try extra hard to pay attention. And it's like, we know we're trying really hard, but it's hard for our teachers to see that. So like little things like line leader, and a student of the month. Those were things I never experienced as a kid, and I couldn't understand why. Now that I'm older, I understand why. So we get through kindergarten, and boy, was that an emotional roller coaster. We get into first grade, and it's about the same. Just constant messages from the teacher. I'm worried about Eliza. She's really struggling here. Eliza's showing frustration at home doing her homework. She's not engaged. She doesn't want to go to school. She feels very overwhelmed. And it just felt like I felt helpless, felt hopeless. Like, how do I help my kid? I don't want her to have that rejection sensitivity that I had and still deal with today. And so I called my parent advocate, and that's when she recommended I reach out to you. This has been a blessing. Valley Christian, they were able to take Eliza as a first grader, and there's only 13 kids in her class, which is great. There's no need for intervention. There's just 13 kids in there. Within the first 9 weeks, Eliza made the honor roll. So, I'm so proud of her. No 504 meetings, no tier 3 interventions. It worked. So, I'm so thankful. My family is so thankful for this program. Before, when I'd bring out the book, it was like, oh, I don't want to do this, and she'd shut down on me. Now she's excited to do it, because if she reads, then she gets a pom-pom, and then she gets a desk pet after she's accumulated so many pom-poms. So it's fun to her now. And it's just exciting to see her get excited about reading, and just like I said, just the improving her confidence academically. I didn't see that when she was in the public school system. So I want to educate Eliza. You've got ADHD. That's a superpower. Here are some ways you can help yourself cope or stay organized. I didn't really have that. And so I want to be able to educate her on that. And it makes me so gives me the warm and fuzzies because her teacher actually wrote me a note. She said, Eliza let me know that it was really loud and she was getting a little overstimulated, so she took a step out of the classroom. But I want that for her because, her brain processes things a little differently, and that's okay. And she's got a lot of things that she's really great at, and I just love how the teacher is understanding and willing to work with her on that. And I think that having that understanding will, help her be more confident and not feel that rejection sensitivity.